Thank you guys for joining me today to discuss how virtues and sins impact our lives on social media. I would like to introduce Kendall.
Hi.
Alright. Wrath has made a giant impact all around our world, whether it's being through actions or words. Uh, let's ask all our guests on their ideas of wrath today.
That's absurd. Yeah, I saw this in another article talking about how there were two sleeper cell agents living in the U.S. Apparently they had around a dozen pipe bombs and thousands of bullets and went into a middle school killing 11 kids and injuring 3 teachers. This shows that even though they weren't from our country, they still had a lot of anger directed toward us.
That's cool. So, how does this example change the way we look at society?
Personally, I think that this shows that some people can't be trusted and that people in the streets are gonna start looking at everybody with different skin color or different accents and not gonna be able to trust them.
Yeah, I I can see that happening also. And also for envy, how have you seen envy being portrayed in the media? Like jealousy is also a big thing nowadays, so um yeah.
I've seen envy portrayed in the media by reading a couple blogs, I read a blog where 2 homeless people tried to kidnap and rob a woman because she looked like she had a lot of money. And she was asked to hand over all her valuables, and when they found out that she didn't have any valuables, they tried to kill her and dispose of the body. They were caught before the murder happened, which is good, but this proves that 2 robbers were so envious that they had that of what she had that they were willing to kill her.
Yeah, that's pretty absurd. Yeah, nowadays it's just things like that happen so much. And I also heard of that exact same media. How is this going to affect the next generation?
I think that this is going to affect the next generation a lot because it's already being displayed in kids' movies. Take Frozen for an example. Prince Hans wanted the throne, but he was so envious of his older brothers that he wanted to take the throne from somebody else, like Elsa and Anna, and he found them so easy to manipulate because they had been so sheltered in their life.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good movie. Anyways, for sloth, how do you think that's being portrayed in the media?
Well, I read an article that this person built a chair with a toilet paper roll, with a mini fridge built into it so he
Wow.
could go to the bathroom, drink, and eat, and he didn't have to get up while playing computer games or watching TV. And it shocked me so much because I didn't think that anybody was that lazy that they built a chair where they didn't have to do anything.
Wow, that
And
is pretty bizarre.
the first reaction was, man, I want that chair. But my second reaction was, no, actually, I don't want that chair because I would just become so fat and lazy, I couldn't be able to do anything.
All right, that's good. So, how do you think all this kind of stuff is portrayed in the media?
Uh, Bedazzled is a movie where Sloth was portrayed by a lawyer. It's a movie about the deadly sins. Uh, Sloth is portrayed by a lawyer. He didn't care about his cases. He didn't care about anything. He would doze off in the middle of interviews and in court sessions. He would ignore his wife, basically only getting up to eat and go to the bathroom during the movie. There's nobody more slothful. It's like he doesn't care about his life or anything or anybody else's life around him.
Wow. So, for lust, how do you think this really shows in the media?
Well, there was an article that I found about a man sexually assaulting an alligator. He kept it in his garage tied up for almost 6 months, and it escaped, and it was found in the garage by a mailman because he heard noises coming from the garage. And like, what? He was. It's just there's why.
Yeah. Exactly. Why?
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 Why would he
Okay.
do it? There's this is how new STDs and STIs are like found. There's no way to explain this without using lust. He gave no explanation as to why, other than to just sexually assault it.
That's very true. I think you're completely right about that. Why? So,
Just why?
how are teens affected by this?
Well, I've noticed that in high school, girls are affected by lust because they want a guy to notice them. So they start by making impressions on themselves, but usually it ends up, or some of the time it ends up badly, and they turn into sluts. I don't like to use that word, but they're really just trying to get a guy's attention, and they're doing it the wrong way. It's just like how Riley mentioned the show is Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant. This also affects our future because when they have a child at the age of 16, they have no time to plan for university or college, and they just have to go straight into working
Hmm.
with while taking care of a baby.
Yeah, I completely agree. That can really affect their future.
As well as if they decide to go into abortion, well, if a woman does abortion on like her first baby, it can mess up on her systems, and it can prevent from her from being fertile.
Yeah. Anyways, for kindness, that's funny. All of those bad sins, and then now we're finally at the good part where it's finally a virtue. So, anyways, how have you seen kindness being portrayed in the media?
Well, I read in a magazine article that a woman crossing a street, there was a bank truck driving, and a bag fell out of the truck, and it happened to contain like $20,000, and she picked up the bag and walked to the nearest bank and gave the bag to them. They were so stunned that they gave her half of the money as compensation, and she quoted that the only reason she gave the bag back was because her mother taught her that what wasn't hers she shouldn't take, so she didn't have the right to take it.
Wow, that's something else. 'Cause personally, I would have took at least 50 cents. Anyways, how does this help our society with all this kindness? This affect the future generations?
I think that this will affect the future generation because they'll be less kind due to how much hate and envy and sloth is just spreading around the world. There isn't enough good things that go around the world. Like you read in the news, oh, child was stabbed 3 times, or a kid died being shot 9 times and tasered. There's just nothing good comes out of the news.
Yeah,
Nothing good comes out of the media. It's just like politics. Rob Ford, nothing good came out of him. Well, there wasn't that much good anyways, but nothing
but there
good.
was some good.
There was some good. Nothing good was shown in the media. It was only just him doing drugs and him doing other stupid stuff. There was
Yeah,
just
I completely agree. Like it's always something bad. They never put the positive on the media. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you a bunch for your time. I hope to interview you again, and have a good day.